I noticed that social media has really made everyone weird. Hi guys, if you don't know me, my name is Gabby, and welcome to episode 2 of Girl, Be So For Real. In today's episode, we'll be talking about social media and how it has essentially been making everyone weird in a sense. And I feel like that's the conversation that we really do need to have because social media is a big part of today's world. Has anyone else noticed that people don't even know how to interact with each other anymore? The more that I pay attention to how people act in real life and online, I notice that social media has really made everyone weird in a sense of interacting and just understanding how the world works in general.
How you get this job? I'm wondering.
If you also agree that social media has been making people weird lately, then come along. Let's have a talk. I feel like in today's world, we're losing genuine connections. And I say this because I feel like everyone wants to be like their own personal brand, which don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with branding yourself or just having your own unique personality or whatever you want to call it. There's nothing wrong with it. But I feel like everyone is trying to make everything into a brand and it's really not needed. And with that being said, I just feel like everyone wants to brand themselves and just be this big thing when they can just be themselves. I feel like another issue within that is we compare ourselves 24/7. Like, it's okay that you're not where your friend is or you're not where your significant other is. There's nothing wrong with that. And I feel like because of the fact that we constantly over compare ourselves, that is
it's not going, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going, nah.
causing us to just genuinely not be happy and genuinely just not be proud of the things that we have accomplished in life because of this person over here and what they have accomplished at this age or during this time or whatever. And I feel like that's one of the main things we need to stop doing is comparing ourselves because social media is not real. The things that you see on social media, like, oh, she just bought a house, she just got a car, she's got acceptance to school, she's got a new job. Okay, cool. But there's no need for you to compare yourself to that person. You can be like, oh, this person had did this or this person had made this. Okay, cool. There's no reason for you to compare yourself to that person. Like, no reason at all. No one wants to be bored anymore. And I say that because, we doom scroll. Like, if we're bored, we don't actually just sit in boredom. We go do something that occupies our mind. And I am guilty of that as well because I don't like to be bored. Being bored is boring. And so I am guilty of that. I do doom scroll. I do sit on TikTok. I do scroll on Pinterest. I do all the things. So it's like I'm guilty of that one as well. So I also feel that social media has made people weird in the dating sense as well because I feel like everyone's always looking for the specific thing in a person. And if you don't have it, then you're cut because social media says that your significant other needs to do this, this, and this. And if they don't do this, this, and this, then they need to get cut off. And, I feel like that's really weird. And that ties back into losing genuine connections with people. I feel like we don't have those anymore because of social media. Because social media has said that your significant other needs to do this for you, or they don't love you, or they don't care about you, which... Anyway. And I also feel like social media has made us weird to the point where it's like we don't really experience life anymore. Like, we see things that may appear to be fun to others, and we're like, oh, this person has so much fun doing this. Let me take a picture and post and be like, oh, and show the world that I'm doing this, this, and this because it was so much fun to them, or they got all the likes on social media because they did this. So let me go and post and do this so I can get all the likes, and everyone can just assume that I'm just so happy and this. We need to stop letting social media live through us. We need to live through ourselves and not through social media. And I feel like it's very important. Like, the moment that we stop living through social media, we will genuinely be happy within ourselves. One thing that I noticed, like, our environment really shapes the way we think and the way we act and the way we do everything, basically. And I feel like because of social media constantly telling us what we should be doing by this age, what we shouldn't be doing by this age, what's attractive, what's expensive, what's good, what's bad, I feel that we're chasing experiences that aren't ours. And I say that because I feel like social media has made us feel like we're experiencing other people's experiences with them. Whenever you follow these certain people on social media, you see them travel to these places, go to these fancy restaurants, go out on these dates, go get coffee, go on these like road trips, go to these coffee shops and just try all these things like the matcha, the Pilates. I've done Pilates personally. I like Pilates. But they go to the gym and you see them experience all these things and you feel like you're having that experience with them. And I mean, that's cool or whatever, but it's not really anything that you're experiencing. And I feel like it's very important for us to go out and make our own experiences and experience our own experiences. And I also feel like we started to confuse other people's happiness with the things that they're doing. And I'll say this because it's like, do you just ever sit and think, does this actually make me happy, or do I want to do this because this has made this person happy, because they've gained happiness from doing it? And a lot of times we don't really want to do it. We just want the feeling that's associated with it. I feel like these days people are trying to fill a void by recreating somebody else's life instead of finding what really makes them happy. And I say that because it's like we constantly get on social media and scroll and see that everyone's doing this big thing, or somebody just got married, someone just got engaged, someone just got into a relationship, somebody just went and traveled the world, someone just got a new job, new car, whatever. We see that they're happy doing that, and it's like we chase those things because we want to feel what they're feeling. I think it's very important for us to go out and live for ourselves and experience things ourselves and not just through a screen. Everything doesn't need to be shared. And I don't know when privacy became just this big negative thing, because I mean, me personally, I don't share all of my business online. I never have. Like, you will never know what I'm doing until I do it, because I just don't share all my business online. That has just never been the type of thing that I do. If I go out on a date, I'm not posting every date I go out on. If I go on a trip, I'm not posting every trip I go out on. Or a disagreement with someone, I'm not going to go on social media and post about it. Like, I don't post about my business like that, and I really feel like people should stop doing that, because why are you doing that? If you accomplish something, if you want to post it, go ahead, because I mean, I post all my accomplishments. But I feel like while you're in the process of accomplishing whatever you accomplished, I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't post about it, because you just never know. Some of my favorite memories, they aren't shared online, and I feel like everything doesn't need to be posted online, because I want those memories to stay within me. I like intimacy, and I like to keep my stuff, my business, everything private, away from the world, because I feel like everything does not need an audience. So an important question to ask yourself: if social media disappeared today, would you still go out and do all the things that you wanted to do because you saw them online?
Yeah. You know what? Hell yeah.
Me personally, I would, because I love to travel and I love to do stuff. So that's just me. I don't do things just because everyone else do things. I do things because I like to do things. You know, I have my cup of tea and my cup of things that I like to do, and not just because everyone else does it, but just because I genuinely enjoy doing it. I also believe that social media has completely distorted expectations. And I say this because especially in college and especially in dating. So it's so crazy to me that whenever you get on social media, you see all these people on these fancy, expensive dates buying all these fancy, expensive gifts. That's cool or whatever. But it's so funny to me the amount of people who are in college or in high school or whatever, or just graduated or whatever, and they're in relationships and they expect their significant other to go out here and buy them a Chanel bag. Can you afford a Chanel bag?
No.
So why do you think that he can go out here and afford a Chanel bag? And he just graduated high school. He just graduated college. It's not realistic. I feel like social media has set these unrealistic expectations out on these people. Because if you can't afford a Chanel bag, if you can't afford the Aloe set or the Lulu set, why do you expect him to go out here and do this for you? And y'all are kind of in the same position. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's not realistic. I understand if it's like something small, something cheap, whatever. That's fine, I guess. But it's like, don't expect from other people what you can't do for yourself. Because that's not even realistic. Me personally, I've been in college a whole 2 years. The whole time I've been in college, I've managed to always get my hair done and get my nails done. That's just me. And I don't sit here and expect anyone to do that for me, because that's not what they're supposed to do. You know, we're in college. But I mean, if you offer it in there. Social media has gave us like really unrealistic expectations on what relationships look like. Because of how a person is portraying their relationship, you expect your relationship to be the same as theirs, when really their relationship is falling apart. But anyway. And back to the dating scene, I feel like it's so funny because social media has also like curated this idea that like, if your partner isn't texting you back within whatever, if your partner left you undelivered all day, whatever, they don't love you, they don't want to talk to you, this and third, your partner isn't texting you back in every 5 minutes because they're at work or they're in class or they're handling business. So I mean, if you want someone that's broke and that's just gonna sit at home all day and text you, FaceTime you, then take your pick. It has nothing to do with me. But I mean, if we're being realistic here, everyone has their own individual life. You have your life, I have my life, they have their life. Everyone has their own individual life. So it's not like your life revolves around them, because it does not. You are a part of their life, but you are not their whole entire life. And I feel like that's the part of the puzzle that people keep forgetting, that we are all our own individual person and we all have our own individual things going on. So while we're on the topic of cutoff culture, I think another thing we need to touch on are friendships. I feel like it's so weird how social media has like curated this whole idea about how if your friend doesn't do this, or if she doesn't do this, or if she does this, and she's weird and she needs to get cut off. I feel like this whole cutoff culture is so weird.
That's weird.
Because like I said, we all have our own individual lives. We all have our own things going on. I have friends, like I've been told time and time again that I'm a great friend. But me personally, I know myself and I'm a very distant person and I usually don't reach out first. And I have friends that understand that I have things going on in my life and they have things going on in their lives. And so it's like whenever we do get together, whenever we do text, call, FaceTime, whatever, nothing's changed because like I said, they understand that I have my own stuff going on and they have their own stuff going on as well. And so I feel like we need to be more understanding whenever it comes to people, because I feel like we have lost the plot completely. Like we are not, as people as a whole, we are not as understanding as we should be, and I feel like that is the issue right then and there. I feel like people are only understanding when it comes to themselves, and they need to be understanding when it comes to everyone around them. Everyone wants to be goals. So I feel like social media, you know, when you go on social media, you scroll, you see all these good pictures of all these goal friendships, these goal relationships, the goal lifestyle, vacation, whatever. And I feel like it's not true or it's not real to an extent, because maybe you do have that friendship, or maybe you do have that relationship, or the house, the car, the vacation, the lifestyle, whatever. That's cool or whatever, but have you noticed that people in general, you too, only post the good parts of your life? Like you're not going to take a picture of you having the worst day ever and post it. I would hope not, because that's kind of weird. You're not going to take a bad picture of you on vacation. You're not going to take a bad picture of your house, a bad picture of your car and post it. No. We're not going to do that. People only post the good times. And so, I mean, that could be your goal lifestyle, your goal house, your goal relationship or whatever, but you never know what goes on behind closed doors. So I'm not quick to call anybody my goal, because I am my own goal. I don't know what your goals are, but I don't have anyone that I want to be like. I am my own individual person. Authenticity is disappearing. And I say that with the most kindest heart there is. And I feel like that's because everyone wants to like be this perfect person, this amazing person, and they're just scared to be themselves. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with being yourself, with just being who you are, liking what you like, disliking what you dislike, having a preference for a lot of things. And I feel like that's because social media has curated that you should just have this lifestyle, have this idea, whatever. And I feel like that's not realistic, because you should just be yourself. Like, I love people who are authentic. I love people who are genuine. I love all the simple, the unruined things in life, I guess. The things that aren't polished. I love things that are exactly what they are, and people who are exactly who they are and know who they are. Like with that, people are just portraying who they want people to see and not who they actually are. And I feel like, you know, everyone does it to an extent, but I feel like it's also okay to be who you are and show people who you are, because at the end of the day, everyone loves a genuine person. So guys, if you haven't got anything from this video, I hope that you get this one thing: to be intentional. Now, I'm not saying to go delete your social media, this and third. I'm just saying be intentional. Be intentional with what you do, with what you post, how you treat others. Be intentional with yourself, especially, because your happiness matters above all else. Social media isn't going anywhere, and I also believe that shouldn't, you know, dictate how we live our lives, because at the end of the day, this is your life. You live for yourself and the Lord above, not whoever's liking your pictures or commenting on your videos. You are living for you. And I feel like that is the most important and intentional thing that you can do in this world. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also be back to tune in for more. Until next time.